Hello, and welcome back to part 3 of my Super Meat Boy any% Safestrats tutorial. This video will cover Chapter 3, Factory. On 3-2, for this series of wall jumps, holding direction neutral while performing the wall jumps should make them easier to aim. For 3-5 on these conveyor walls, if you jump right before you run into them, you will accelerate upwards faster than you would if you simply ran into them. It's fairly easy to jump into the first wall and it will save you around a second. It's harder to jump into the second one, but if you do, you can completely skip the third conveyor. There are many different ways to complete 315, and none of them are particularly dangerous. Here is my personally preferred way to do it. The fastest way to beat this boss is using brownie skip. The method I will be teaching uses a technique called the sprint jump. Sprint jumps are useful in a few other places in the game, however they are not easy to pull off. I decided to include it in this tutorial anyways, because brownie skip is probably the most forgiving skip in the game. You can fail it 8 times and probably still come out even compared to racing brownie the intended way. This skip will be the only time you will be asked to execute a sprint jump in my tutorial. Start the race by running to the right. Once you have passed under this window, jump. The ceiling that goes off to the right ends close enough to the level that you can cling to the wall above the ceiling. This is where you will be executing a sprint jump. After clinging to the wall and as you're holding left into the wall, you will release sprint, jump, and press down sprint again. To give you an idea of how fast to do this button combination, the release jump press happens within the span of a quarter second. If you have trouble performing it, I will link to another video in the description that will further explain how to perform this skip. And that concludes Factory. Stay tuned for the next video where we will be going over how to beat Hell.